Do you ever wonder how to tell a story? I mean, you'd think it would be easy because, people tell stories all the time. The problem is that they don't usually tell their own story. I'm just gonna have to just start filming and whittle it down to things that interest me. It's interesting to see other people's work and to be inspired by that. Still, you want to take in as much as you can from others. There comes a point in time when you have to kind of identify your own style. I'm at that juncture right now, and I'm trying to figure out exactly the best way for me to proceed. How do you get creative? It's not as easy as you might think. In fact, coming up with something original can be very difficult. I mean, we've had thousands and thousands of years to come up with just about every idea that you can think of. There's some people that even subscribe to the theory that everything that could be discovered has been discovered. Now, that's pretty sad. That can't be true, can it? Really? Is everything derivative of something else? Is there nothing original? So I guess that's what the search is for. An original idea. I just film stuff and try to figure out how to put it all together. And it's not easy. Trying to come up with an idea ahead of time is very difficult for me. I'm the type of person who likes to do a whole bunch of stuff and then sees what I can make out of what I've done. So for me, this proverbial well seems a little dry. Some people who have it. They just go out and do it. For some people, they just have to do it. They have to be creative. I've gone through those streaks myself, where I've had to be creative, and I was creative. But it's interesting to consider that the day I actually got laid off, it was the day for me that some of that creativity just kind of vanished. I had nothing in the well. I went from writing every day to not being able to muster up any creative juices at all. And that's pretty scary. To think that there might never be any more creative ideas coming from me. Now, of course, I know that's probably not true. I'll probably come up with some creative things in my life, but it's been very difficult this past year and a half to 2 years. There's been a real dearth of creativity, and I'm really anxious to find that again. I'm really anxious to feel more creative and be more creative. There's a release, almost like endorphins, that just kind of flood over you when you're creative. And I love surprising myself. Unfortunately, for the last few years, I haven't been able to do that. This kind of block has settled. And I feel like that I've forgotten how to be creative. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to find muses that inspire me to share my voice. Feeling like you've lost your creative voice, it's exhausting. Because you don't know where to look. You don't know where it's gone. For a while, I kind of obsessed about gear. I wanted to do time lapses. I saw these amazingly crisp, clear photographs that were taken in the middle of the night tracking the Milky Way across the sky. And I thought, I have to get me some of those cameras and some of that gear. If they can do it with that stuff, then I can do it with that stuff. In reality, that totally discounts any education or experience that person may have. So there's a fallacy in that train of thought that if I have the gear, I can produce the images. And that's not the case. So my goal is to try to do what I can with what I have and make the storytelling come first. Because no matter what, if the story is compelling and it's great content, people will still watch. In fact, having such perfect stuff and such crisp pictures may convince people that it's not real. When you see something on a handheld camera or a shitty little iPhone, when they see stuff that's real, people know it. That in and of itself is interesting. So I'm going to try to do the best with what I have. And we'll see how that turns out. I'm not ready to classify myself as a filmmaker because I'm not. I haven't really produced very much of anything. You can learn just as much from the bad stuff as you can the good stuff. So I'm going to try to take some risks and see where it takes me. I'm 43, almost 44 years old. And I feel like it's time for me to get out and do it. So stay tuned, follow me, listen to my stuff, give me feedback, watch my stuff, give me feedback, and hopefully it'll all get better. Thanks. And see ya.